Hi, my name's Ryan and this is a Lightboard example. For my example, I'm going to be talking about the ship of Theseus. This is also known as Theseus's paradox, but it's actually more of a thought experiment than a paradox. It was developed by an ancient Greek philosopher called Plutarch, and the basic formulation of it is this. If you have a ship made up of exactly 100 pieces of wood, that's my plank of wood, and then you remove a piece of wood, let's say every week. So that at the end, let's go back. Every week you remove a piece of wood and you replace that piece of wood with a brand new piece of wood. So you bring along a new piece of wood. And then all you're doing is replacing one of those each week, so that what's happening is after 100 weeks, no piece of wood on the ship is the same as what was originally there. So the ship of Theseus is now made up entirely of new wood. So you have this ship. The question is then, is that the same ship? Is it still the ship of Theseus? Keeping in mind that we've replaced it one piece at a time. So after week 1, we have only one piece of wood on that ship that's being replaced. And I think it's fair to say that that's still the ship of Theseus. We've just replaced one old plank. But following that logic, we keep going. We keep replacing pieces of wood until there are none of the old pieces left. And we end up with this second ship. Is it still the ship of Theseus? I mean, we were using it the same way. It's still been traveling back and forth over all those weeks. And we've replaced it gradually, one at a time. Is it still the same ship? That's a question that I'm not going to answer for you. It still hasn't been properly answered. But it takes another turn here. So whether or not you think that that is still the same ship as the earlier one, Thomas Hobbes, another philosopher, later came up with a next step in this logic problem. He said, what happens if we take these 100 pieces of wood here and we actually then reconstruct the ship, the original ship? So we've steadily replaced those pieces, we've pulled them all off, we've put them in a pile, and we've ended up with the ship made wholly of new wood. And then we've taken all the old wood and we've made the ship again. So if back here, as we were gradually replacing pieces of wood, you said, no, it's still the same ship, we've just made it out of new wood. We've kept it, we've maintained it using new wood. Then what happens when you build this one? If you've said this is the real ship, what happens when you reconstruct all the old wood into the same ship? They look exactly the same for all intents and purposes. It's just that this is the original wood and that's new wood. Are they both the ship of Theseus? Now, this problem takes a final turn. If we consider that the human body, so this is a human body, is made up of lots of little cells, basic anatomy, then we, hopefully, if you've studied anatomy, you might know that these cells get replaced on a regular basis. Our cells die, they regenerate. So at some point in time, every human being is no longer made up of the cells we were originally made of at birth. So, depending on what logic you've used for the ship of Theseus problem thus far, your question is then, finally, if you've said that this ship is not the original ship, that this ship we've ended up is no longer the ship of Theseus, and we consider that every cell in the human body gradually regenerates until no cell is the same, are you the same person you were when you were born? That's it. Hope you enjoyed the example.